another episode of You've Been a Great Help. This is episode 3. Crikey, can't believe we've already hit 3 weeks already. And I've got a stellar amount of guests for you once again. We've got amazing today and some hilarious challenges while we're at it. What's been happening the past week? Well, nothing really. There's not much I can think of, except the statues get pulled down. Always written for that, to be honest. Never been a fan of them. The weeping ones, no, terrified. Other things that have been happening are I played a new game. I emailed people. Do you know what? There's not much for me to tell you about me this week. Matt painted the house. There we go. Matt painted the house and he painted the TARDIS blue. And personally, I think that's a great thing to have. Oh, and our rabbit's doing well. Yeah. There's not really much to think about this time, is there? Crikey. Somebody do some drama in the world. Makes me see what's going on, so I know that things are happening. But enough about me. Let's talk more about what my guests are going to be up to. So, like I said, we have 3 very important guests on tonight. First up, we're going to have Marco Simioni. I hope I said it right. Please tell me if I did or not. Next up, we're going to have Michael Spencer. And lastly, we'll have James Boyce, or James Teal, if you're following him on his social media things. We'll also have social media popping up at the side or at the bottom, depending on where you're watching, so you can see where to click, where to like, and you can follow these people and keep up to date with them. We're going to be asking them questions. We're going to be talking a few bits and pieces. And if you haven't seen the show before, just a quick reminder, this is You've Been a Great Help. I'm Brandon, and a little thing that's happening a bit different this week, which I'll be putting in the comment section below. So, a thing that a lot of people are doing as performers are putting up some fund me things. Basically, this show can't fund itself, and I ain't getting furlough, kids, because self-employed life, and it wasn't self-employed long enough. So if you do feel that you want to donate to the show, put some money into it, help us get some better equipment, and you're enjoying it, feel free, because not only will it make my life better, it's going to make yours as well. I know, it's us helping each other all around the world, people. It's great. I sounded really high on that one. Great. So, without a doubt, shall we welcome our first guest of the evening? He's an amazing guy. He's been teaching, he's been learning, he's been creating his own theatre company, and has even been in an episode of Doctor Who. Yeah, I know, right? Before I was. I'm not jealous, not at all. But if you want to catch him on the regular, outside of lockdown, you can catch him down at ZZ, a good old popular Italian restaurant, which I also have worked at. And he will serve you anything you want as long as it's on the menu. Don't ask for anything off it, because let me tell you right now, we will not give it to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Marco Simioni!
Hello.
Hello! You weren't expecting that introduction, were you?
I was not. No, you absolutely nailed the name, by the way. Good job.
Did I? Thank you.
You did. Spot on.
I was very worried about that. I was like, oh, I don't know how to say it. So, Marco, how have you been?
I've been good. Yeah, just trying to keep myself as busy as you can whilst under the circumstances. You know how it is.
Yeah, there's some circumstances going on. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't think the government does either, to be honest.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you can stay inside, you can go outside, you can stay inside, go outside. Also, you can wear face masks as of the 15th of June, but up to then, it's okay to not wear one.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, it makes, yeah, absolutely. Genius of a government we have. Anything else apart from that? Have you been doing anything interesting?
Yeah, I've been working on my art and stuff. I got a commission and so on, so I finished that a couple of days ago, which is always a good feeling, because it's just it takes so much. It takes ages, but it's a lovely process. So that's been keeping me busy.
You heard of people, if you want to get some art done, please email this man for a commission. It will cost you. That's just the price of a South African, Italian, and famous artist.
Oh, hey, you said it.
And we got to get those people out there. So, mate, what's going to be happening? As I've explained to you before, it's just going to be a couple of questions. We'll do a fun challenge. You'll have a great time.
Cool.
So,
excellent.
It's fine. So, what I first want to talk to you about is you're lovely. We're gonna get on to further things, but I'm going to start off with your theatre company, which you are in the moment of setting up, if I'm right.
Oh no, so Dapatito is actually, it's these 2 alumni guys. Cameron Jones and I just blanked on their names. That's so terrible. But basically, they started the company, and they have lots of UCLan alumni guys. So they kind of invite us in, and they orchestrate. So we do performances and so on at the King James Arms, just in Salford / just on the edge of Manchester. And yeah, it's fantastic. They really know their stuff. Very, very physical and so on. So it's like a bit of exercise, but also it's very free, it's very open, it's very scratch orientated, and yeah, it's very open to basically anything you want.
Oh, very fun, very fun. Now, another thing that I only discovered in the past couple of hours, thank you very much, because you had not mentioned this to me. You are in a film coming out soon.
Yeah.
Dandelion.
Oh, Dandylicious. Yeah. Yeah. So Andrew Games. Yeah, so Andrew Games reached out to me after the Doctor Who episode because he's a massive fan. And he basically just offered me this nice little. It's just like a little cameo, but it's quite cool. It's a very short little character during the prologue. I said, yeah, he's a lovely guy. Apparently, he's quite big on the kind of Liverpool indie film scene, so he's kind of building up. Yeah, he's building up a bit of a name for himself, and he's just a lovely guy to work with. He even put me up for the night. Picked me up from the station. It was brilliant. You know, basically, yeah, I paid him in answering questions about Doctor Who, as it were, and he paid me with having a wonderful place to stay and just being a great director and actor.
Well, that's always fun. I mean, why not? It sounds interesting. Now that you just mentioned that you're talking about your Doctor Who. Now, I'd like to talk more about that because
absolutely,
I love it. If you can give me a second while I do a lovely little thing. But how did you get into it? How did this all come about?
So I was actually, I think about a year ago, I was actually in South Africa. I was seeing my girlfriend, and we were in, I think, Cape Town at the time. And I got basically a phone call from, he was my lecturer. And he was basically the casting director for the show, basically. So the university, the head of the college, the dean, he's a massive fan. He's quite big in the community and so on. And he has lots of contacts at the BBC and also various contacts. Who's the Dalek? Terry Nation, the Terry Nation estates and so on. So yeah, so he basically floated this idea that he would love to recreate Mission to the Unknown, which is one of these long lost episodes, basically shot for shot.
I have a lovely image of you in Mission to the Unknown. I think I've got this right. Yes, there you are.
There he is.
He is looking stunning with a Staser gun, if I'm right, is the name of it. I think
I think so. Yeah. So yeah. So essentially,
1960s Dalek.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So he's all these connections to all these people and fans and so on. So basically, they pitched it to me and they said, "Look, we need someone that looks similar to Edward D'Souza." And they thought that I could do that, which is really nice. And I had to do tons and tons of. It was mostly because I liked the look. It was mostly the sound of the voice. So they had me do tons and tons of voice tapes and so on.
Yeah, I can tell because whenever I watched it because not even just for research for this show, but as I say, I'm a Doctor Who fan. And I could tell I knew you. It was very strange watching it and going, you had that 1960s-esque voice down perfectly.
Yeah,
because nobody started back then with accents. It was like an RP style.
It's all very. I can't do it now because I was doing so much, but yeah, it's all sort of very stilted and yes, we've got to do this and that, and but it was not quite that. Yeah, but I know what you mean. It's a very particular kind of very deliberate voice.
And the last thing I sort of want to talk to you about is, well, first actually to do with that, how did you prepare apart from doing the voice wise? How did you get into preparing for such a role?
Well, actually, like you say, it was actually. The voice came first, so there was the original audio tape. So basically, myself and Dan, the other actor, we would kind of listen. I'd have it basically the original tape, and I'd listen to that before a take, just to kind of hear the sound and the rhythm, because it wasn't just the delivery that was important, but it was the length of each shot, because we wanted to keep the episode as similar in length to the original as possible. So having that particular cadence, but that also informed, I think, the performance as well, because it was the rhythm and the tempo, and you could hear when they were moving and you could hear when they were kind of standing still. But apart from that, we had no stage direction, as it were.
Was it scary going face to face with a Dalek for the first time?
You know what? It actually was because when you're a kid, they're quite ominous. And I remember thinking they're quite funny when they just sat there. But then, when you're on set, you know, we were shooting for about 8 to 10 hours a day, and the performers, they stay in there the whole time.
Wow.
So you kind of just forget that they're this puppet, because as soon as you go, they just suddenly come to life, and they move and they don't talk.
And you're like, exactly. Oh my God.
At the end, when I got surrounded, spoilers, I die. It was terrifying. It was quite scary, actually.
So thanks to that death, we're not expecting a Mark Corey Big Finish series anytime soon.
Well, you know how he dies, but how did he live, Brandon? That's the question.
How did he live? You know, you're not wrong. Like Empire Audios could absolutely use him. I believe in that.
What was he up to the day before? Who knows?
Who knows? Now, the last question I've got to ask you about is, there is a little thing that you told me of a show you were doing. What exactly is the Lamentations of a Melancholy Crowd?
Okay, so this was part of one of the Dapper Labs, which is the company, like their Scratch Night. So I thought it would be really funny. It sounds kind of mean though, because it's not at the audience's expense, but I thought it'd be really funny to do like a monologue or like a slam poem, but where I'd be speaking a lot but saying nothing. So I thought if anyone would like pick up on that, so it's this gibberish nonsense, like absurdist monologue where it's this crab having this existential crisis, because obviously to him fish can fly, right? Obviously, because he can't, of course. And it's basically, so it's complete nonsense, but then he goes on this intrepid adventure and he climbs up this dune, and then he escapes, and suddenly he's above the fish, but then he looks up and then there's birds, he doesn't know what they are. So he realizes that even in climbing as high as he could go, there's still things above him. So he has this crisis of like faith. But the thing is, he's still a crab. And we would just throw in these lines, and the audience though were like enthralled. And then you just have a line that's like, again, still a crab. That was really funny, but I felt bad because it came after like 3 or 4 very serious poems about like poverty and Brexit and like the rape of the earth and all this kind of stuff. I thought,
you're there going like, so I'm a crab and I'm
I thought it was going to be in such bad taste, but people came up to me and they were like, that crab, I felt it. And I was like, yeah, man.
I really understand where you're coming from. He is just a crab, you know.
He's just a crab. But I thought, you know what? As wanky as it sounds, if you're able to find depth where there isn't, then there is depth.
Absolutely.
Because that's all that matters. But so I thought it was really funny. I'm just happy that I didn't get booed off the stage, to be honest.
That's fair. I'd be happy with that. That's why I like to do the live shows, because nobody can boo me off. It's my show and I can say what I want. It's great.
And you're in the safety of your own home.
Oh, it's good. People are coming to me at my home. I'll be like, excuse me, there's a lockdown on. Do you not realize this? But to end your lovely little segment, thank you for talking to us, by the way. I've got a lovely little challenge for you. And everyone loves my challenges. Everyone's nervous when they come to it, and you're going to have a great time when it is at it. And I've got a lovely little friend to help with my challenge. This is my Dalek.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He is here to help with our lovely, intrepid quiz, our dastardly, divinicious Dalek quiz. Yeah, thank you very much. I got a lot of D's in there. We'll not talk about any D's over here. Marco's in the room. Now, I have got a lovely little quiz for you. And there's going to be a few things you're going to hear during said quiz. So, if you get it correct, if I make sure my sound is on, it was not. Let it connect. This is what you will hear. If you get it correct, you will hear. Oh, if he wants to say it properly, he can say that too. Say it properly for me. Well, he's meant to say correct.
Okay.
And if you get it wrong, it says. So, you understand where we're at?
Yeah, okay.
Fantastic. So, when I was reading this quiz, I was just going to have a random Dalek quiz with loads of questions about Daleks. Then I discovered I have a book all on 1001 Doctor Who questions, and many of them are on Mission to the Unknown.
Oh, okay.
Which I did not expect. So some of these questions will be about Daleks, some of these questions will be about the show that you did, and considering there's only one episode, you should know the answers.
Yeah, I should.
You really should, because some of them are about your lines.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
So, my little Dalek friend here will answer with us. Let's go for question 1. Bum, 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 bum. I haven't got music for that, but just imagine there was. So, question number 1. The mission to the unknown is the first part to what Dalek story?
The Dalek Master Plan.
Correct.
Yes,
You are correct.
Oh, nice.
It's the Dalek Master Plan. It was a 12-part serial, and apparently it's pretty great, except we don't have all the parts to it, so that's sad. Question number 2. What was the most surprising thing about Mission to the Unknown as an episode?
Okay, I would say that it's the only episode, or this was the first episode to not have the Doctor in it at all. That's my guess.
That's your answer? Correct. Oh, you are correct, sir. It is the first episode never to feature the Doctor or his companions.
Yes.
But fun fact for everyone watching, he was still credited for the episode due to the fact that he had signed a contract to be credited for every episode, unlike his companions who had not, so they were not credited for it. Even if they didn't turn up. It's a fun accident. It's a fun little thing. For anyone else playing along at home, feel free to put a comment in the section if you want to play along and see if you can guess the answers if Marco can't get them, because he can use all the help he can at some point.
Absolutely.
So, question number 3. What is the Dalek species originally called?
Oh, no, I do know this.
I'll give you a clue. It's an anagram of Dalek.
Okay, they're from Skaro, aren't they?
They are from Skaro.
It's gone. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I'm afraid that...
The
answer is a Khaled. They are a Khaled.
Oh, I did actually not know that.
Here's another, it's a bit of an obscure one, this one. The Daleks featured in 2 movies. Who played the Doctor in said movies? Gonna put up a timer here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Awful. It's Peter Cushing, who also featured in Star Wars.
Peter Cushing.
And many other things. He's quite famous. And Dracula and whatnot.
Yeah,
okay, question. We're back on Submission to the Unknown. According to Mark Corey, which you know him well,
yes.
How many planets in the 9th galactic system have the Daleks taken control over in the last 500 years?
Ooh.
This is your line.
I'm trying to remember a line. Like, isn't it something like 9 galactics? It's like 8 or 9, I think. No, I don't know. I've forgotten the line. That's embarrassing. That's
over 70. Oh, I thought you'd been better.
Oh, yes, over 70. Yes, over 70 planets. Yes, okay. Yeah, that rings a bell.
Okay, final question, number 6. According to Lowry, how long before the events of Mission to the Unknown did the Daleks invade Earth?
800 years?
So close.
No! What is it?
It's 1,000 years.
Close.
See, I was expecting to get all these ones because of your lines.
This is the thing. I did record this almost a year ago, though. Just full disclosure.
Wow. Alec is disappointed in you. But thank you very much for coming on the show, mate. You've been a great help.
Thanks so much for having me.
Not a problem at all. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you very much to Marco. If you want to keep up with what he's doing, please check out his stuff in the comments below. He's all got loads of things going on. He's a voiceover actor. He's an artist in his own right. Follow him, keep up to date, and even hire him. Although if you want to hire me, feel free as well, because I can do with jobs. Next up, we have an amazing guy who gave me one of my first jobs to do with anything acting. He is a murderer in his own right. He's killed many a people, all of them fictional, with extraordinary names. And he loves his cats. Please welcome Michael Spencer.
A bizarre introduction. I murder people and I like cats. Brilliant.
Well,
what normally people know?
Doctor Who knowledge, so that's pretty great as well.
Yeah, can I do Marco's quiz? Because I'd have done really well in that one.
No, I'm afraid that's not what you're going to get. So, how are you?
Oh, not bad at all, actually. I'm bearing up surprisingly well. It's it's a grim time, but it changes very little. I would be sat at home trying to kill people anyway, and it's what I'm doing.
That's fair. I personally think I would go out and kill people instead. The purge is getting that closer and closer is a good option.
Yeah.
I want to do it fictionally. Now,
Yeah.
Michael, you run a lovely company called Highly Suspect. And Highly Suspect is amazing because it gives me work. There it is.
Hooray!
Anyone wanting to follow Highly Suspect, please do follow on Highly Suspect UK. It's on Facebook, Twitter. I think is it on Instagram?
We're on Instagram as well. Yeah. I often forget to post there because I'm useless, but we're on everything. Highly Suspect UK, not just Highly Suspect, because wonderfully there's an American rock band who goes by that name. I choose to believe we were there first, but you know.
I think you are. I'm going to go with you are. Absolutely. So first things first. We're going to ask a couple of questions here. I want to know, how did Highly Suspect come about and what exactly is it to our audience that aren't aware?
Right. Well, we are a murder mystery company. So we basically turn up at venues. It can be private functions or commercial events. So hotels, restaurants, that sort of thing. And we kill people. There's a very intricate plot of which we turn up as suspects. So, for example, audiences might be invited to the unearthing of a new Shakespearean play. A sequel, of course, lots to do about something. And it's about to be verified at this event, or perhaps it's the launch of a Jane Austen dating app, Dating Mr. Darcy. But of course, tragically, someone ends up dead, murdered, usually in impossible, horrific circumstances. Always happens off stage.
Right, Mansfield Park is killed in Darcy. Am I right?
In Dating Mr. Darcy, we kill app developer Ansfield Park. Basically, I make mysteries all about puns. So Ansfield Park's dead. The suspects are her husband, Dan Sfield Park, Clyde and Prejudice. I can't even think what the others are. They're all terrible anyway. I should say my best one is actually in the Shakespearean mystery, Et tu Shakespeare, which has my most strained pun ever, where my character is called Mike Ingdom for a horse, which just gives me tremendous joy. Anyway, what happens is this death happens and audiences have to figure out who done it, how and why. You get given evidence packs, you have to take notes, you have to pay very close attention. It's all very silly. It's all done with tongue firmly in cheek, but I'm also a nerd who grew up watching Murder, She Wrote, Diagnosis Murder, Jonathan Creek. So there is always an answer. The first thing I do before I chuck 1,000,001 puns to try and disguise it all is come up with a solid mystery that there can only be one solution to. If you follow all the clues, if you put all of the pieces together, if you can work out that, oh, hang on, these threatening letters were being sent by so-and-so because of this, and I can crack this code because of that, and I found the secret message that's hidden in the newspaper article. Put it all together, and you'll see that there is only one possible killer. Because everyone's got reason to do it, but there can only ever be one person who does it. Because otherwise, what's the point? There are places that do, you know, oh, it's them because this. Well, no, that's not satisfying. You want, if everyone in the room isn't able to go, of course, at the end of it, it's wrong.
That's fair.
And as I say, I'm very nerdy about this sort of thing. So it starts with a solid mystery and then gets ridiculous with puns and character names and jokes and just nonsense put on top of it. How it started is, I'll tell it very briefly, because I've been told I must stick to time and I can talk for hours. Weirdly, I was working in a museum and they'd done a mystery event the previous year and it cost them a fortune. And in my eternal hubris, I said, oh, I'll write one, because I'd written plays and things at this point, but I'd never written a murder mystery, and I'd certainly never been to one. I'd done, you know, the sort you can get in a box and you do them around a dinner party, you know, with mates around a table where you just all get drunk and none of it really matters at all. It's an excuse to do silly voices, which is, to be fair, what ours are as well. But
yeah.
So I basically had to invent a format for how I thought these things could go, because I'd never been to a commercial murder mystery. So I just made it up. And it went on. We sold out. And as it finished, everyone was walking out saying, when's the next one? And how do we book you? So I thought,
So when from there?
There might be business in this murder. And from then I've written 30 plus. Far too many.
but all fantastic. So what's the wildest thing that happened to you at a mystery then?
Well, part of the format is that we stay in character throughout. We don't get introduced as actors first, which is a fully immersive experience. So we are the characters from the beginning until we bow at the end, when we go, right, okay, now you can talk to us and we can, chat generally. And so this often creates things start in odd ways where people are asking us, oh, where are we from? And we're answering in character and they're not getting it. But we're used to that now. What's always opens up the most interesting things is a round we call speed interrogation. So all of the teams have 1 minute to cross-examine each of the suspects. And it's basically just rapid-fire questions. We have to stay in character. We have to answer whatever they ask. And unless you're the killer, you've got to answer honestly. But because this is quite a few people's first time getting to chat to you properly, they ask all sorts of nonsense. Usually we try and prepare for it as best we can by asking each other questions during rehearsals, but we never get anywhere close to anticipating the just ludicrous things that people will ask. But my very favourite was quite an early one, when we were in Barrow in Finesse. And I was playing Ian McGandalf, a distinguished older actor with a very sexy voice. And this one particular team asked me no questions at all, but slid a card across the table and invited me to join Barrow Swingers Association.
What?
Which I was absolutely thrilled at. Sadly, once we then bowed at the end and I went across and spoke to them in my own normal voice, they said, oh no, we're not so keen now.
Amazing! I love that.
So yeah, that's probably the most ludicrous.
I mean, I've had some ludicrous moments with the company anyway, with rehearsing a show the whole way to come out on stage as that. Well, starting off as his name was Secret 7, for anyone that doesn't know. It was a book themed one. And I rehearsed it a specific sort of poshy way. I then got there, and somehow it was not the performance I'd rehearsed. Walked out on stage.
I think it's fair to say, within the space of a spin, we'd rehearsed this. We'd been rehearsing over Skype because you were down in Manchester and we were up in Carlisle. But we'd done a few rehearsals and sort of got settled on what we were going to do and a vague idea. There's always a degree of improvisation to these things because we don't know how the audience is going to interact. But we usually have a fair idea. But then someone or you asked for a martini glass just as a little prop. And it changed everything because instead of this sort of quite serious, quite posh writer, you were stood on a bar stool and then span around and just went, "Well, darlings."
I don't know where it came from, but that's what I did.
From that point on.
It was a great time. So I have, as well for everyone that comes on my show, a fun little challenge for you.
Oh, good.
And my challenge for you, Michael, is something that you do regularly for all your murder mysteries. Now, in nearly every murder mystery involved in Highly Suspect UK, there is always an anagram. Michael loves a good anagram. So tonight, Michael, I have created for you. Now, you're going to give the audience a little bit of seconds when I tell you this. I'm going to need you to cover your eyes whenever I tell you when to.
Okay.
I will be bringing up an anagram of a famous serial killer, giving you the chance to work it out. And I want the audience to play along as well. Put it in the comments section, share this show, send me some money on PayPal. It's up to you. What you're going to do is, going to put it up, you're going to close your eyes, give me at least 2-3 seconds so the audience has got a chance to look at it and then answer yourself. Cool?
Perfect. Although, to be fair, because these serial killers aren't going to have pun names, I'm going to be terrible at this round.
Well, this is all serial killers I expect that you should definitely know.
Okay.
And if you don't, I'll be worried. So, your first serial killer. Why is my thing not there? Give me a moment.
Oh no, you'll have to do them from the top of your head. Live anagramming.
Could you imagine? I don't think I could do live anagramming. Well, actually, I can tell you it. Your first one is Archer Jet Kip.
Archer Jet Kip. I need to write these down.
Yeah, what I want.
There's our lovely logo again.
It is. It's very difficult to get this all sorted sometimes.
All right, take your time. It gives me time to think. Archer Jet Kip. This is going to be the least entertaining thing, as that was a different one.
It was.
As I just furrow my brow looking at these. Jet Kip. Jack the Ripper.
Correct.
See, I just had to write it down.
It is. Archer Jet Kip is Jack the Ripper. Well done.
Thank you.
Your second one of the evening. Let's hope I can get this up and ready in the best way possible compared to the last one. Yes. Akin Gwynjoy.
Akin Gwynjoy.
Akin Gwynjoy. I knew her well. She murdered someone.
John Wayne Gacy.
It is John Wayne Gacy. Well done.
Yes, didn't even have to write it down.
I just had to read it. Fantastic. That's all I want in this. Your next one.
Marilyn Heddy.
Marilyn Heddy.
Your challenge, by the way, for the end of this, since you've given me one, I think it's only fair we have to give you one, is you have to do a limerick that sums up this experience.
I will try and do one at the very end of the show. Then.
The end of the show, yeah. Ooh.
Have you got it?
No, this one's eluding me.
This one is Myra Hindley.
Yeah,
Myra Hindley. It all makes sense in the end.
It does.
I can get up your next one. Again, my pictures. It's so complicated doing this because it doesn't give me it in an order. Oh, not what I wanted.
You get lots of lovely notifications.
I do. All of a sudden, suddenly people start talking to me, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm afraid. Sounds awful.
I mean, well, you should just reply to all of them on my show.
Bend Duty.
Bend Duty. Oh, that's actually quite a good anagram.
Isn't it?
This one should be easy, but the shortest ones are always the hardest. Ted Bundy.
It is Ted Bundy. Well done. Oh, and we're on to your last one, actually.
Oh, not bad. Only one wrong.
Only one wrong. Do you know what? That's impressive, if you ask me. Oh, no, that's not the one I wanted.
Not that one. What was that one?
That one, it was one that I was going to do and then had to do a mix around. I was hoping that wasn't going to pop up, but it did. That would have been Steve Wright, if you had that one. Your last one, Alchemic Preens.
Alchemic Preens.
You know this one very well.
Alchemic Preens.
5.
Oh, it's me. It's me.
It is you. It's Michael Spencer. Now you know how to anagram your name. Well done.
I've got loads of mine.
Well, I hope you've learned something new today. But Michael, thank you very much for coming on the show. I'll try and come up with a limerick by the end of this.
That's my pleasure. I will keep watching and I will bombard you with comments if you don't do a limerick. Do you want the first line?
I'll give a first. Put it in the comments so I'll remember it later because I'll forget.
Okay.
But thank you very much for coming on the show. You've been a great helpmate, and I will see you later. Bye. Thank you very much to Michael for coming on the show. If you want to follow anything they do, like we say, it's Highly Suspect UK on all the platforms. Look them up. They've got a range of mysteries, like you said, over 30, including a Batman one, which nobody's offered to take yet. So if you could, because I want to be in it, that'd be great. Personally, that'd be great. There's also ones of Harry Potter, books, Shakespeare, Austen, you name it, there's probably a mystery for it. So feel free to hire them straight after lockdown's over, because I'll tell you this, they can social distance at the same time. It will be phenomenal. Next up, we have a great guy who I went to uni with. He's lovely, he's charming, and he'll make you laugh like no tomorrow. He's also an incredible makeup artist. Please welcome to the stage, James Boyce.
Hiya.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Do you know what? I'm living the dream, darling.
Living the dream, always. Why wouldn't you be?
Honestly. Everyone's been far more articulate than me, so I'm apologising for
That's
that.
Birmingham for you, though. That's just
I know,
Birmingham.
honestly.
So first up, James, I'd like to ask you, where did your makeup and artistic skill come from? And while you do this, I'll also be putting up some pictures of you.
Oh, okay. So, do you know what? I have no idea. It's the honest
This is one of James's looks.
oh, thank
He's
you.
stunning.
Thank you.
Isn't it gorgeous?
I I don't really know. It just kind of fell out of nowhere. I think one day just thought, you know what, let me give this a go. I think I'd been on a night out and seen a drag queen and thought, do you know what, I think I could do that. I could give that a good go.
Fair.
And then just bought a couple of things, and yeah, it just started from there, really. Even though I don't really do drag makeup now, but well, I didn't really do drag makeup to start with, but it was kind of from that that moment that I was like, oh, I could see myself doing something similar to this.
Fair. I like it. And as we just seen some of your amazing looks, where do you get your inspiration from for some of them?
I think it's one of those where I kind of have a little look at what other people have done, have a kind of think how I can adapt it to make it kind of my own. It's kind of like even with yourself and acting, like when you find a monologue that you like, you're not going to portray it the exact same way that someone else has done it, but you might take kind of things that they have done and think, do you know what, I like what they've done there, but let me change it slightly into what I do. So yeah, that's kind of where it all comes from.
No, I like it. It's amazing. So what would be, you say your goal is as a makeup artist then?
Oh goodness. Continue having a decent job.
I don't know. I think some of your looks are absolutely stunning. Personally, I live for them every time you bring something up. At the moment, I think you're still doing your MUA inspired ones.
Yes, so I've just finished that. And then just before that, I did, because obviously we're on lockdown, so we can't really do much at the moment.
Yes, that's true.
And so I did 30 days of 30 completely different looks, which I'm really surprised my face didn't burn off by the end of it.
It's that ring light, girl, that keeps it looking great.
I know, honestly, we love a good ring light. But yeah, so it kind of done quite a lot during lockdown, which has been really nice.
Oh, that's good. No, it's been good that you're keeping up with it. If anyone does want to follow James and his career, please do go on to Catfish Beauty on Instagram and follow James Taylor, which is his performery sort of name, on Facebook. Yes. Yeah, she fancy. So how was it that, because obviously you trained as a performer, so how was it that you suddenly came away from being a performer to being this social media influencer-y makeup artist, as well as running a counter into?
So I kind of just fell into it, like I said, and I think while we were performing, there was a point where I was doing it in my room, like practicing away. And one of my housemates at the time actually walked in, and there's me like, oh my God, don't look at me, like I look awful.
I'm just trying it out.
Yeah, literally. But I think that kind of came with the stigmatism of men not being allowed to do it, like it's not a socially acceptable thing, which obviously it's very different now. But at that time, I was like, oh my goodness, don't look at me, like I don't want anyone to know that I do it. And then it just kind of, from that moment, they were saying, like, how long have you been doing this for? And I was saying about 2 weeks. And they said, 2 weeks and you can do that? I was like, yeah, but it's not that good.
I've been doing this for years, and now you are 2 weeks and the branch is off.
And then, and then it just built from that, really. And I think what made it great was the amount of people that we were at university together. And especially being on a course that was so female orientated, it was a lot easier to practice because I could just take a model from left, right, and centre, really, and just keep practicing my craft. And then after university, I was like, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to go. Then got my first job, and then just started teetering my way up the ladder.
No, it's great. So would you say that it's to be honest, and it's exactly as you say, would you say it's important to end the stigmatism that we have around makeup, especially around males at the moment?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, 100%. And I think that's why I kind of do it as well, just because if a guy who was in my position back when I was, oh God, like 2019, and they're thinking like, oh, is it acceptable to do this? Oh, are people going to judge me? To hell, people are going to judge you, but who cares?
I mean, you know, a lot of people could sit there and say, "Oh, well, I won't wear makeup because that's a girl singing it. I'm not gay." And it's like one of those ones where you sort of sit there and go, "Yeah, you don't have to be, mate. If you've got dark circles under your eyes and you're about to go on a night out and you can put some concealer on there and get rid of it, you're gonna put it on, make your life a little bit easier."
Yeah.
I'd say there's a lot more lads out there who get their girlfriends to put makeup on them before they go out, before anyone else.
Do you know what? It's so true. The amount of times, especially when I've been at work and girlfriends bring their boyfriends along and they're like, oh, can you just put a tiny bit on him? And I'm like, oh, of course I will. Because I think that's nice, and that's why I enjoy what I do, just to make other people feel comfortable as well. So it's really rewarding.
Nice. Now, I have a lovely little challenge for you as well.
Oh, God.
It's always fun. Now, I asked you to have a slight headband or scarf or whatnot that you could have. I assume you have such thing.
I do. I think I dress for the occasion, so I thought a nice bright pink one would do.
Always. I also asked you to have some makeup in front of you.
Yes, I have an array of things in front of me because I didn't know what you wanted me to pick. So,
well, that's good because I've got Kat to give me a lovely Revolution Makeup London thing.
Okay.
Eyeshadow palettes. I've got lipstick. I've got concealer. I've got so many things. Because James, what your challenge is, you've got 2 minutes, as do I. Which is why you're on last, or I'll let the clown for the rest of us. We are going to be blindfolds and do our own makeup within 2 minutes.
Oh, God. Do you know what? I can barely do 2 minutes.
I think we're going to see what we can do. I don't know what makeup does and what each bit is. So to be honest, it's going to be hilarious to see what I look like in the end.
Okay.
Okay, so blindfolds on, sir.
Okay. I'm on.
There we go. Yours is a lot easier to put on than mine. Okay.
I can't see.
So you can put your hand. You can open up a little bit so you can put like a brush or something to put it in.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait, so I'm gonna run through a piece of makeup. I'm gonna say it. Get a brush in your hand.
Get a brush in my hand. Okay.
Yeah.
I need my eyes for this. Wow.
That's fair.
Okay. Okay. Well, if I've got a blindfold on, I can't do anything on my eyes, so that's grand. Okay. Are we ready? Yes.
Okay. So, in fact, we're gonna have 1 minute to do this. Are you ready?
1 minute. Okay.
1 minute. We've got it. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I've got some stuff here. I've got a bit of color here.
I'm gonna end up breaking something.
I don't know what colors I'm going for. But I'm gonna do a bit of eyebrow there. I'll do a little bit of brow.
I think I'm just.
I hope I've got like a bright green on because that'll be really interesting. I don't know. People put blush on, don't they? That's the thing.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Kat's giving me a lovely lipstick, so we're gonna do a bit of lipstick. You gotta do your lipstick now.
Put that on. I literally.
I don't know how people do this.
No, do you know what? Neither do I. Fake it till you make it, babe. That's all I've done.
Well, crikey, this is hard. I look probably a bit jokerish.
Do you know what? If I look at one of my posts and think I look jokerish, then I feel like I've done a good job.
Guys, our time. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Okay. How do we look? Oh, I'm gorgeous. I've never looked prettier.
Do you know what? I think you look absolutely beautiful.
Why don't you look this stunning?
Do you know what? I should have picked more colour.
I feel like you should have. Here I am, covered in
You've
something.
been a lot more adventurous than me.
I just didn't know how I would turn out. Well, it's always been interesting. Isn't it?
Honestly, I would do that, and I would put that on my Instagram.
I think you should put it on your Instagram. I think I'm stunning.
Do you know what? I think I will.
Much, James, for joining us on the show. It was lovely talking to you. You've been a great help, mate. And if anyone wants to catch up with James, please like his stuff on Catfish Beauty. See you later, dude. Bye.
Bye.
Well, I look like the clown from your worst nightmares. If you ever want to see me in lipstick, here we are. Isn't it beautiful? Before we finish, guys, I've been asked to do a limerick, so let's try and end it in the best way I can. My first line is, I told you you've been a great help. So, I told you you've been a great help, in which I like to eat lots of kelp. I went out to the yard and struggled like the bard. Can somebody please give me some schlepp? That's my word for help. So thank you very much. And Michael, I know it was awful, but I tried my best to come up with it on the spot. Thank you very much, guys. You've been a massive help and a massive great help at that as well. Please feel free to follow everything that's going on, share this post, and if you want to put something into the little budget to keep this show going, absolutely feel free. I'll be posting all links after the show. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later. I'm off to join a drag show. Bye!